Welcome back, Yackers. This is another lovely episode of UMass Yak Pack. I'm your host, Christine Squalia, and we got a great episode planned today. So first off, we're going to be talking about spring break. And then we're going to have a little switch up with some new panelists, talk about Greek life, why you should join, why you shouldn't, but you should. And then we're going to have some fun, talk about how dolphins like LSD as much as we do. Or maybe they don't, but they did some. So stay tuned. Great episode for you. Welcome back. Hope you guys got a nice tan. We definitely did, because we're talking about spring break. Here to talk about it, we have
Jake,
Robo, and Kate. So guys, let's go down the line. What was a little snapshot of your spring break? One sentence, go.
Vegas, baby.
Okay. Robbie.
Nudity.
All right, Kate.
Sunny California.
Great. And the maid stole my clothing. So.
Okay.
All right.
Is that an assumption?
No, it wasn't an assumption. It actually happened.
Well, that's a story you gotta tell now.
Okay, so I go to Cancun, great time, lots of fun, get tan, lots of alcohol, all-inclusive, all of that. Had a lot of nice clothes with me because, went on spring break, do it up. And I had my shorts and my sunglasses and a sweater stolen. And, they didn't leave the room, so definitely
All I'm
the maids.
saying is maybe you should, not just blame the maids and take better look into the friends you brought along with you. You check.
It was just me and Connor in the room. And
Well,
I
then you
really
should check your
wanted-
cross-dressing boyfriend.
He would not. He would fit maybe one leg in my shorts.
Well, I'm just saying.
You could just sniff them.
Yeah, maybe he's making a shrine of you.
Sniff a good pair of
And those are
shorts.
your favorite.
How well
Is that
do you
like it?
really know him?
2 years, so.
It's not that long. No, it's not that long time. Yeah.
All right, Jake, what happened in Vegas?
Can't tell you. It stays there.
Does it really?
No.
No, if STDs follow you for the rest of your life.
So, you want me to just go on? I won, which was huge. There's nothing
Wow.
cooler. There's nothing cooler.
How much money are you up or down or even?
Well, currently I have 97 cents in my bank account. But there
Is
was
that
a time.
due to Vegas?
There was a time that I was above, where I went to the table, and first night I went with 40, won back 40 after almost losing it all. Second night, put down 40 again, lost it all, put down a desperate 20, won 55 back, so it's only a loss of 5. And then the next 2 times I played, I won 25 and then 30.
Wow.
So boy, I was cleaning up.
You
Walked in there
said,
with
you, said
my
you were
suit.
up. I was thinking maybe 100 at the lowest. $40? Is that how much you...
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
you sound like you got a jackpot in the slot machine.
Should we
Yes.
vote on
What
it?
do you-
I
It wasn't anything crazy,
No,
but
I'm with
you
I'm
won,
with
yo.
you. I was on a cruise and there was a casino on the cruise, and here I am literally. I'd buy in with $10 because I don't have more than that to bet.
Fucking college budget.
People are buying in with $100. All these college kids winning thousands of dollars. I'm like, are you kidding? I
don't know
lost my
what the deal was.
$10 like this. I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't afford anything else.
You gotta be really
was
confident in your
insane.
That's
poker
why they give you
skills.
free alcohol.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it was
very
dope.
True. Yeah.
I won a total of $100 maybe.
But
Hey.
people were buying in with that. I was like,
Of course they were. Some drunk guy next to me threw out $400 bills and then lost it all and then pulled out 2 more, and I was like you're
nothing.
scaring
Like
me.
nothing.
Wow.
Wow.
Hammered, absolutely hammered.
So, Robbie, you want to explain some nudity?
Yeah. Okay. So.
Explain in detail.
I went on a
Yeah, okay.
cruise called Inception at Sea. And it sounds relaxing and fun, and it was both of those, but it was also freaking wild. It was
like a spring break
it was
cruise.
like college kids everywhere. A few grandmas that had little pasties on, not even bathing suits, just pasties around their nipples. It was insane. And I've seen parts of anatomy I've never seen before. And it was, and I've also, well.
Was
and
it
also,
a nudity cruise?
No,
Like-
it just like people just took it that way. I saw, well, all right, so we went on to the Bahamas and we were with little John, and he would like, and all these girls were on everyone's shoulder, and it was like he was their master. He'd go, all right, everybody on the count of 3, dump them out. Every single girl, top off. If they're on the shoulders, tops were off.
Dump them out.
Yeah. He said some such vulgar, anything he screamed, everyone would be like, yeah. You could be like, I just killed my mom, and everyone would have been like, yeah. It was insane. And then probably one of the craziest things that happened on the cruise was someone I know got a tattoo of green waves on their ball sack. Someone I know.
A friend.
Just
You're asking for a friend.
Just an airbrush tattoo. It was a temporary airbrush tattoo. He just whipped out his dinglings and got an airbrush. And you know what? The tattoo lady loved him. And they really had a good connection after that.
I feel.
That was one of the craziest things
Okay,
I've
but
ever
if you're going
seen.
to get a tattoo on your nuts, you gotta commit. You gotta
That's true.
commit.
That's true. I
feel
should
like
tell
an
him that.
Real
airbrush
painful.
tattoo is.
Don't know from experience, but like I
Yeah.
can imagine.
I'd get a picture of internal nuts on the outside of my nuts.
What are internal nuts?
Like, like the inside of the sack,
Okay, I'm right.
like an X-ray.
So like an X-ray. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
but with like coloring. I think that would be interesting.
Totally. Totally.
I'm just kidding. I would never get a tattoo on my sack. Do you know how much that would hurt? Did it hurt?
It was just an
It was
airbrush. It was just a little
airbrush.
cold.
Oh.
But it ended up just being green. Wait, what do you mean? I don't know if it hurt. I don't know if it hurt. I'll have to ask him.
Sure, it was
I
a
also-
friend.
I also met a kid and he went by Sack.
Sack?
His name was Sack. And whenever
Not
he would come
even
by,
Zach,
we would
but-
chant, Sack is back. Sack is back. And anytime you would point at his waist, he would just show you one of his little balls. He would just show you anytime you wanted. You just had to point at his sack. And he would go, I'm Sacagawea. I'm sacrilegious. It was insane. He was like, I'm Sacramento.
He just pulled out his sack.
Oh yeah, anytime you wanted.
Wow.
Wow.
What kind? Like, are you sure
He's got balls.
you got on the right cruise?
I feel like it
you know what?
wasn't-
I went on the right cruise, and
I don't think you read all the fine print.
I'd go back on that cruise time and time again. Let me tell you.
All right. So Kate, how was your spring break?
Not nearly that wild. I went to Los Angeles for half of spring break. We flew
Did
out.
you sleep with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis?
Unfortunately, no. But I met the guy from Catfish at a cafe.
Which
so-
one? Which one? Never. The other one that no one knows the name.
The one with the gray hair who holds the camera.
The one that no one knows the name.
Was he catfishing people at like an internet cafe?
Did you
was
go to
getting
LA
people
because you were a catfish?
No, gosh.
Kate's
Why
gonna
would
be on
you?
the next
Why would you
episode.
accuse me
No,
of that?
if you were being
That
catfished
is
or something.
so hurtful. I can't believe you would accuse me of such a thing.
Why did you go to LA?
Just vacation because me and my it was actually a family vacation. Me and my brothers are all going to be busy this summer, and my brothers are like, "Hey, there's this music festival in Orange County that I really want to go to because they never tour on the East Coast," and somehow talked my parents into going.
Wow. Sounds fun. Well, glad we all had a great spring break. I think that was the fastest segment I've ever been on, but that's all the time we have. So we're all going on that cruise next spring break.
Woo!
Join us.
Sure.
We'll see you next segment. Welcome back, guys. Hope you enjoyed our last segment. This one's going to be just as great. Today we're talking about Greek life, all the great things we do on campus, and if you didn't join last year, this is why you should. Here to talk about it, we have John Coakley, Fiona, and Jeremy. So I'm going to just start off with no one knows you guys. So first, say a little bit about yourself and what fraternity you are, and a little bit about them.
I am John Coakley. I'm a senior math major. I joined Phi Sigma Kappa in the fall of 2013, which is right away my freshman year. I've been very involved in Greek life, been treasurer and vice president of my fraternity, and last year I served as the IFC president.
All right.
I'm Fiona. I'm a sophomore, and I'm in Tri Sigma. And we're brand new on campus, but there's a lot of us. And I joined kind of late into first semester, so like November, right before Thanksgiving. But it's really fun. I met a lot of good friends from it. So yeah, I like it so far.
Cool.
My name is Jeremy. I am with Pi Kappa Phi. I'm a junior comp sci marketing major. I'm currently our chapter secretary, but I previously served as public relations chair, and I've sat in on a few IFC meetings. Pretty much it.
Cool. And for all of you who don't know, I'm in Iota Gamma Epsilon myself. Been in it since freshman year. Pretty great time. Been social chair, been Greek week, lots of fun times. So going off of that, I guess, what's one of the most fun things you guys have done in your experience with your fraternity or Greek life in general?
I gotta say Greek week. It's an every year type of thing.
Doesn't help, or it helps when you win.
It does help when you win or come in second. Sometimes it's fun being a part of a winning team. But even I've been on the dead last team before, and still was a really fun week because it's fun to get out there and see the 2,000 other kids that are part of other Greek organizations, lip sync, play football against them, volleyball, basketball, and it's fun to kind of watch people go by that aren't in Greek life, kind of peek their head around and see what's going on when we have this big organized week-long event going on.
Cool. So yeah, Tri-Sig's new, but have you guys done anything?
There's a lot of free food involved, which I like because, who doesn't like free food? But yeah, I don't know, meeting all the different organizations and stuff has been really cool because, I don't know, it's different when you're, you go to a party and you're not in Greek life because you don't really get to talk to anyone because it's there's 1,000 people crammed into one room and stuff, but it's nice to, get to know everyone and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely for me, Greek week is definitely number one, especially winning last year was pretty cool. That was my first time ever participating, and it was really cool. One of my favorite parts is actually just meeting people outside of my own fraternity. It's brotherhood is awesome and everything, but just meeting other people from different fraternities, different sororities, is sort of interesting where we all come from, and we're all people from different backgrounds and everything is just so interesting, and I get to meet some cool people. Maybe if we have classes together, that's also a big help with academics and everything too. So it's one of my favorite parts about Greek life in general.
Sure. I'm going to throw in my own opinion too, because I feel like I'm a little bit on the panel on this one. I got to say the formal season. Formals are great. You get to get dressed up, go out somewhere real fun with someone real fun. And sometimes there's sleepaway places. I've been to Montreal, which is a great time. Been there a couple years. And I guess I got a boyfriend out of it, so that was pretty cool too. Yeah, so it's great all around. What would you guys say was the one thing you were most afraid of when you were about to join, and then how did that change or maybe not change after you got in?
Yeah, I guess right away, I was a little afraid of the TV stereotype that you see with Greek life. Definitely was a little scared of the older brothers trying to be find my way through it. I actually joined Phi Sigma Kappa because they were pretty good friends with my sister. So I kind of bypassed that pretty fast, but definitely the stereotypes that you see from the media were the more scary, but got over this really quickly.
So I actually got pulled into Tri Sigma through one of my friends because she was already in it and they were doing rolling recruitment. So she signed me up without telling me. But it worked out because I ended up really liking it. But the only thing I was really nervous about was I only knew one person, so I didn't know if I was gonna click with the other people or if I wasn't gonna get along. And obviously it's such a big group of people that there's a bunch of different personalities and stuff. So there's people you get along with really well, and there's people you don't talk with as much. But being in it, it's I'm not anxious about it at all. Everybody kind of does their own thing, and that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, one of the things I was really afraid of was if I was really going to click with these people that I'm about to become lifelong brothers with. But the interesting thing is it's some stereotypes say if you're part of this group, you have to act like this group all the time, everywhere. But I found a couple people in my fraternity just super into music. We'd usually do like live music, sometimes as philanthropy events or just like at social events in general. And like, I just love hanging out with them 24/7. So I think it's just like kind of like the same thing where you come into school. It's like, how do you find your people around here? And I think Greek life is a great venue to do that with.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think one of the biggest things I was afraid of too was like, was I gonna actually like these people? Like, I had no idea. But you really bond with your new member class or pledge class, and you know, you're doing a lot of stuff with them. So I feel like by osmosis, you kind of just start to like everyone, and you're always gonna find someone, especially if you're social enough to be joining an organization.
Yeah.
But you just mentioned philanthropy, and that was another question I was going to ask. One, what are you guys' philanthropies? And then two, not just of your own, but also what's one of the favorite philanthropy events you guys go to or have done in the past? Or yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have two big focuses. In the fall, we run a 5K for the March of Dimes. We try to aim to raise about $5,000 or $6,000, and then in the spring, we raise money for the Special Olympics. And historically, we've raised close to $7,000 or $8,000. And those are fun because they're kind of like little events, grassroots. Everyone kind of reached out to their family. But the most fun I ever did was the IFC sponsored trips to the Ronald McDonald House last spring, right? So a year ago. The Ronald McDonald House in Springfield, which is a home for kids that are in the hospital for whether they're cancer treatments or cerebral palsy or other diseases where they kind of just live in the hospital. So it's a house nearby the hospital that they get to hang out in. And a lot of time they're kind of cooped up in there because they're either in the hospital or in the Ronald McDonald House. And we were able to go and like play games with them and watch TV and kind of just spend some time with them. And that was really fun because I got to meet a lot of them.
Cool. Yeah, Fiona?
So I'm actually on the philanthropy committee for Tri Sigma. And our philanthropy is also March of Dimes. And we have like another charity that's specifically for Tri Sigma. It's called Sigma Serves Children. We are in the process of planning our philanthropy event like right now, so I can't really say anything about it. But it's going to be really fun, and everyone should come. Shameless plug. But yeah, March of Dimes is something that's like really close to my heart. So when I found out that that was their philanthropy, that kind of was a proponent for me for joining.
Cool. Yeah, Jeremy.
So PICAP, short for Pi Kappa Phi, we actually own our own philanthropy. It's called the Ability Experience, and it usually focuses on events and projects that serve people with disabilities. So we usually do events such as ramp builds. Last semester we did a 24-hour bike-a-thon. We just had a couple like, I don't know what they're called. They're like
Stationary bikes?
Yeah, stationary bikes, and we just like took shifts and we just like powered through like the entire day. It was like great awareness for philanthropy and everything. In the spring, we do a live funk concert. We call it Funkify, where we basically throw a pretty awesome live concert in our house. And we usually invite bands. We have our own band in our fraternity, and we try to invite like some local artists, because there's a huge music scene, especially here in the Pioneer Valley. So we try to take advantage of that. What I like is that we're very creative with our events. It's like events that you wouldn't normally see on campus, so it's just like really cool to be a part of those.
Yeah, so Greek Life does a lot of good for the community, which is great. We don't have much time, but I'm just going to end it with one sentence for someone thinking about going through Russia recruitment real quick.
Be yourself.
You'll make friends.
Have fun.
We're the best. So that's all the time we have. Thank you to our guests, and we'll catch you on the next segment. Welcome back. We've got a great last segment for you. It involves dolphins taking acid. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Here to talk about it, we have Jake, Molly, and Allie. So Jake, you want to explain this trippy story?
So what I've gathered is that there were a bunch of dolphins, and the scientists gave them acid just to see what was going to happen because they have to get tested. And they just started tripping out. I guess one of them wouldn't stop talking, like. However, dolphins talk, and they were just tripping balls, and then they just calmed down.
I think
Okay,
that
Allie.
they're starting like a study now where they're giving dolphins acid to see if they can communicate with them, and it's based on this scientist, I forget his name, but this is what I read at the beginning of the article, that he spent like most of his scientific career actually taking acid and like studying his own brain on acid. So then he started giving dolphins acid and discovered that like the dolphin brain and the human brain are actually around similar sizes, and there are more similarities than you would think, so like it should be plausible for us to be able to communicate with them.
Yeah. So
Why did I explain it if you knew?
I forgot I
Well,
read the
if you
first few
could-
paragraphs.
You researched the article you said.
all right. So I'm gonna give some true facts to a couple of these alternative ones.
Wait, wasn't I right?
You were, like, partially
I
right.
have a fun fact.
Okay. Fun fact first.
First guy who discovered or created acid thought he was making Advil or like Tylenol.
Oh shit.
And he created it and just started tripping out and thought his neighbor was a witch who poisoned him. But then he calmed down and he's just.
So did he ever
alright.
do anything about the witch?
No.
Which century?
That's what I thought. I thought he would do something about the witch.
Because
but
why
he
is that a
He
part
probably
of the
just
story
thought
now?
he probably was just in his basement like, holy shit, that bitch poisoned me. Oh my god, that witch. Oh my god.
Okay.
And then he was probably like, wait, I'm just tripping.
What century was this?
10, at least.
10. Yeah, was probably much later.
I buy it.
10
I have no
AD.
idea, but this was told to me by a very reliable source.
Yeah. Who was your reliable source?
I cannot
What
say.
would 10
It
be,
was
like
a dolphin on
1100?
It was a dolphin on acid. Dolphins, let's not forget the true creatures that dolphins are.
Dolphins are not what you think they are.
Dolphins
Back
are, in
Jacob.
fact, rapists. Yes, you heard it live here on Yak Back. Dolphins are rapists. Let me explain why.
They have long penises that
But
come
Allie
out of
explained
their
why.
stomachs. That's all I have to say.
Elongated penis can grow up to fucking like 6 feet on some of them. You know, Mazel Tov, hats off to them.
Aren't dolphins only like 6 feet?
Yeah, exactly.
They come out and they twirl around someone, right? And bring them
Yeah,
into
so
rape
like what they
cages.
did was they bring them to underwater rape dungeons. They basically essentially gangbang them or dolphin bang, where they wrap it around their prey and bring it to this underwater lair. And scientists figured it out
They
because
wrap
they
their
basically
penis
got,
around their prey.
they got like this big tube and put like a camera on it and a tracker, and the fucking thing just like whipped it out and it just wrapped it up and brought it right down into the depths of their rape dungeon.
This was
Wait, so
Jake's
they-
like,
so they
animal
don't-
rights thing of South
So they
Korea.
don't rape other dolphins, they rape random fish?
Oh, they rape other dolphins and they have a high potential of raping humans too. So be careful.
All right, Christine.
Because there was a story of a guy who got raped by a dolphin. And then he gave birth to Jake Liberty.
Shut up.
That's
So
a true
Christine,
story.
Christine, what are the facts of the article?
So this guy who was studying acid, they were actually at first looking for extraterrestrial life.
Oh God.
And somehow they were trying to figure out communication patterns. So they started giving these dolphins acid to see if that would help them communicate with people. And then they kept giving these dolphins acid for like a really long time. And they eventually found this one dolphin who was like a pet of this person. And then it had gotten speared by another human, and then it wouldn't talk to humans, and they gave it acid, and then all of a sudden it loved humans. And the dolphins would like talk to the people and be like, yo, human, come here. And then they'd be like, nah, human, like go away. And do other dolphin acidy things. But
They weren't speaking English though, right?
No.
Okay.
But recently they created a machine that can translate the dolphin speak to some sort.
This all sounds like a bunch of malarkey to
Sounds
me.
like jive.
This is all
You smell that?
according to Vice.com,
Vice.
not our imaginations.
So something I'm curious about is that
George?
no, stop. Why dolphins? Is it because they're one of the smartest mammals?
That is my
And
guess.
why LSD as a drug of choice?
Well, wasn't
it's
there
bad.
something in the article about dolphins' brains being similar
Yes.
in size to human brains? So maybe it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
could-
Isn't
What
there
if you
something about
gave-
talking with monkeys?
I was gonna say, what if you gave
Yeah,
monkeys?
what about gorillas?
Yeah.
I don't know. I bet they've given monkeys
Because
acid.
Coco the gorilla can actually communicate in sign language, so that would be freaky to see. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to give Coco LSD because I'd feel kind of bad. But
No, what? It would be
She'd-
fine.
I don't know. They
Great
probably
time.
get addicted because there's that monkey at the Southwick Zoo who was like really addicted to cigarettes and eventually
yeah.
got lung cancer.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, but when you want to see like the communication between animal and person, you're curious. Like
That's a
Coco
segment.
Coco the gorilla can actually communicate in sign language, so you're curious what they would communicate if they were tripping balls.
Holy
Who
shit.
was lighting
I
the
am
cigarette
tripping
for this
balls.
monkey? Like,
I think it was
the
lighting
monkey
it-
was doing it himself.
Yeah.
Lighting.
Yeah.
And where did he buy his cigarettes?
No, people would throw it into the cage.
Sorry. That's nuts. I'm picturing a monkey like being like smoking a
Yeah,
cigarette.
that's
Chilling in the
basically
tree,
what
that
it
would be
is.
dope.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
High above the rainforest,
Well,
yeah.
I'm sure throwing
smoking a
joints
fucking
into
Gorillas
monkey
don't go-
cages.
Gorillas don't go in trees.
Yeah.
We had a fictional rat one time that in one of my apartments we would smoke out on the balcony, and every time we'd fall, we'd put it in this like little hole.
For the
And we
rats.
heard a rat one time, and we were like, I bet this rat's just munching on our leftover weed, and he's just like really stoned in there, like having the best time.
Wouldn't you know?
Oh, the worst time. Imagine you were inside a wall. Hi.
Isn't that where mice live?
But
Why
it's their
happy?
home. They're not
Yeah.
just like, I'm inside a wall.
Don't yuck the mice. The mice is yum.
But,
Of mice and men?
Yeah, back to these dolphins. Moral or not? Yes or no? Quick.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. I feel like I don't know.
No, not
Sure.
really.
So
but
I guess it's okay to give dolphins acid, and that's all the time we have. So hope you enjoyed our episode. Seems like a pretty good one from my end. Hope it seems like a good one on your end. We'll catch you next time.